While I'm cleaning up, I'm going to go ahead and get into this story time of why I quit my job. I quit my job in September of 2022. No, 2021. And it just happened to be on Dudley's homecoming week. And I know y'all probably like, oh my God, you didn't vlog it, you didn't tell us. So, because I'm saying this is story time / prank on Kevin. September 17th, 2021 was it was a very emotional week. 2 weeks before September 17th. Of course, I had to put my 2 weeks notice in. I had to figure out, what my plan or what my new path was going to be, because I had been in the teaching field since high school. I know when I was in school at Dudley High School, I used to have a early childhood education class, and with that class we used to go to different centers and get to know different children and interact with those kids and see how it is to be a teacher. Fell in love with it. So I was like, that ain't what I want to do in college though. So when I first went to A&T, if you did not know, when I first went to A&T, my major was nursing. I wanted to be a nurse because my grandmother had gotten very ill, and I wanted to kind of be like her nurse assistant or her nurse aide or her art. I didn't know. I just wanted to be in the medical field. I didn't know if I wanted to be an RN. I didn't know. But I knew that I had a heart of helping people, because seeing my grandmother go through everything she went through, I was like, I ain't like how the nurses was kind of treating her sometimes. So, I was like, why my grandma got to pay for this, or her insurance got to pay for this when I could be, you know what I'm saying? It just happened like that. So after graduation in 2011 from Dudley High School, I took a major break. How some people say, oh yeah, I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to take 2 years off. Y'all, I took a major break. I went to GTCC for maybe a year or so, right after high school. And I ain't like it. I was like, school ain't for me. Forget all of this. School ain't for me. So it was a waiting list at GTCC, and I didn't like that. So I was placed on the waiting list there for the nursing program at Guilford Technical Community College in Greensboro. I was making money. I was working at Stephanie's restaurant in Green. Y'all, shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie's used to be the bomb.com. But honestly, but I was making bank. I was making good money. To the point it was I ain't gotta go to school. Who? Me? School ain't school? But yeah, I was just nah, I ain't going to school. I was seeing them coins come in, and me making that money. I was like, honey, who going to school? So I ended up going to school, y'all. I ended up going to school, but it was still some weeks or so. I mean, not weeks. It was some years or so after the fact. As for a little bit, my grandma, she was at death's door a lot, with her going through everything she was going through. And I had asked my grandma, I was like, Grandma, what's one thing you want me to do? Because, times like that, we pray, we have faith. But I didn't know, at the time, none of us knew. We was just praying. We're a praying family. My grandmother's a first lady. My granddaddy is a bishop. So, we're a praying family. We believe in God. We believe in miracles. And I just asked her, just to ask her, Grandma, what is it you want me to do? And she was like, I want you to go to school. I was like, oh, God. No, man. I was like my whole face went from Grandma, what is it you want me to do? To when she said school. And I was like, my grandma want me to go to school. So I was like, let me just apply. So when I was in school at Dudley, I did apply to colleges and stuff like that. and I did get acceptance letters to different universities and stuff. But I was like, I ain't think about school. School ain't for me. So I ended up applying to the illustrious North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University. So yeah, I ended up applying there, and I was like, that's the only school I'm gonna apply to. Because it was close to home, you know, I wanted to be close to my grandma. And I think around that time too, I was still staying with my grandma then too. So yeah, I wanted to be close to home. I had my license, I had everything. I just didn't have like my own car because my car had broke down. That's another story for another time. But so yeah, I applied, and y'all, I got accepted. And I was like, oh my God. So my grandma was, you know, jumping for joy, and she was happy. Everybody was like, yes, Tia, go to A&T, go to A&T. And I was like, so in my mind, I'm thinking it's about 4 years later, from 2011 to 2014, really 3. I was like, I think I'm going to go and try out for the cheer team. Yeah, I tried out and made it. So when I first went to A&T, I know I'm kind of like all over the place. I jumped from here to there, but stay with me. So when I first went to A&T, I was in the nursing program, and I had did like orientation. I had did a whole lot for the nursing program there. And y'all know, like, the program for nursing at A&T has been on the news several times about their accreditations and stuff like that. So yeah. I had worked so hard my first semester at A&T for the nursing program, only for it to be shut down. Not technically shut down, but like at a pause. And I didn't want to like take classes or courses that really didn't have nothing to do with my major, because I did what I needed to do the first semester, and then they was trying to tell me, oh, well, you could do this and you could do that. I'm like, no, because in my mind, that was kind of like prolonging my years of school. So I had a moment where I was like, T, you got to think, because 1, I still had to have a great GPA to stay on the cheer program, and 2, I needed to figure something out because I was not going to be going back and forth with the nursing program at A&T. So I ended up changing back over to kind of like early education, but at A&T it was called Family Consumer Science, and with that I could do pretty much anything with the education realm. I could be a teacher, I could be a principal, I could be a counselor, I could be pretty much anything in the school system. So once I got in, I did the same kind of thing that I did in high school, as far as like going to the we have a child care center on campus at A&T. And it's called, they're like little Aggies, like literally little Aggies, because the child care is on the school property, and they only have like 2 classes. So that was kind of like my internship. Well, that was before my internship, and then that was kind of like what I was doing in high school. And then my internship for my senior year was, I was supposed to own my own child care, which was going to be called Rakelius. And I know y'all probably like, Rakelius? Rakelius was a child care that my grandmother and my grandfather wanted me to kind of like open or start at the church. Because again, my granddad is a bishop and my grandma is a first lady. And Rakelius child care, all of the initials in the name, I put the name under here, Rakelius. It all stands for my grandparents' grandchildren. My grandparents' grandchildren and great grands. So yeah, it's a lot of us. But yeah, that's what it stands for. So that was supposed to take place, but it didn't. And like, you know, fast forward in life, I had went from being a teacher in Greensboro to now, you know, being a teacher in Salisbury at the most recent center that I was at. And I loved it. I love kids. Kids have a special place in my heart. Like, even with leaving from center to center and getting to know different people, y'all, it's been a journey. It's just been real nice. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I enjoyed it. I really did. I was in the infant classroom. I was an infant teacher. I was a floater, which means I was helping out in different classrooms. I was a pre-K teacher. I was a 3-year-old teacher. I was even a potty train teacher, like 2s going into 3s, learning how to potty train. Like and even school age kids. I did pretty much all of the ages that I could think of. Toddler, I did that too. And yeah, it's just like, when I think about all my years now that I've done it, it's just like bittersweet. But it was a very, very emotional week, like those 2 weeks prior to the 17th, because I was like, I'm leaving behind something that I never thought that I would leave behind. Like, I'm really hanging up my degree. There we go. It's a little bit more personal now. So y'all do remember me saying that I was supposed to be cleaning up and talking to y'all at the same time. But I feel like I can't be doing both. Like, y'all want to know my story. So I'm going to tell y'all my story. But nah, so yeah, that's pretty much, you know, what really happened. It wasn't really a reason as to why. Well, it was, but it wasn't. It was out of like my manager saying I had the best manager. I had the best coworkers. You know, at first, you know, people gonna always be people, and they gonna do what they want to do, say what they want to say in the beginning, especially when you've been there before they have. But yeah, it was just time, y'all. It was time for me to, you know, start this new journey. So now with the job that I have, you know, it's like I am loving it. I went from working full time, you know, because I used to have to be at work at like 7. By 7:15, because I was like an opener, I did like all the bottles and stuff for the teachers and the classrooms. And just be sure that the center was ready for opening. You know, like I stayed from there until like 3 o'clock. And then when I finished that is when I went to practice or came home. And then like the drive for me to and from work was like ridiculous, y'all. Like really ridiculous. Like it was so bad to the point where like I used to, if I was late, it was no way getting to work on time. Like no way. But yeah, I did that, you know, and like I said, I had a great manager. It wasn't my manager that made me leave. It wasn't my coworkers that made me leave. It was none of that. It really wasn't. It was a choice that I decided to take because I felt like it's time for growth. It's time to move forward. It's time to do what you got to do to make money out here in this world, because it's money to be made, but I couldn't have made it. Like I couldn't be making t-shirts. I couldn't be doing like more of the free stuff that I can do for Jus Cheer. And now Jus Cheer. And yeah, it's like this new job has given me more freedom. And that other job, I was just so like stuck to it, you know, like it was, this is your main job and that's it. Like even when I gave them the option of me doing like part-time hours, like can I come to y'all and then leave and then go? No, this is your full-time job. I was like, okay, like I don't never want to be tied down to nobody. You know, and I understood, you know, my hours was my hours because I was the lead teacher. However, I wanted to, you know, venture out, do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like make this money. Y'all don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like do what makes you happy, because that's what matters at the end of the day. Your health, doing what makes you happy, and just staying true to who you are. Because you could be that one that's very, you know, creative. You like for me, y'all, like I did not know that I would be so like excited to play with vinyl and press vinyl sheet t-shirts and put them on t-shirts just to make my cheerleader smile. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like little things like that is what really matters. You know what I'm saying? If it's making you happy, if it's making you happy and making other people happy, why not? Why not? But yeah, I didn't leave for, like I said, it wasn't nothing bad. None of that. Nothing bad. I promise it really wasn't. But I just wanted growth. I wanted to move on. I wanted to, you know, hang up that torch, because like I told Kevin, I never would have thought like the day would come for me to say I'm really putting my degree up. Like, I'm doing something totally out of, like, not out of my league. Like, I can do it. Because I don't know if y'all heard me in the last video, because I was talking kind of low. But now I'm a community associate, which means, like, I'm kind of like a receptionist. I can run the hell out of a front office because I am my mother's child. But it's it's a very chill, you know, laid back job. I get what I need to do done. And even when I'm done with the job that I currently am at now, I have more free time to do what I want to do, because my manager knows Tia not going to be here forever. Tia not going to be here for long. Or, you know, Tia got other streams of income that's coming in. And, you know, like, I got a great manager. And I've always had great managers everywhere. Well, my last 2 managers. They've been great people. You know, like, they know. I'm young. I'm so very creative. Y'all, when I say I'm the bomb.com employee, I'm the bomb.com employee. If you ever want somebody on your team that's going to make sure that you get the job done, hire me. But don't hire me because because I ain't trying to work for nobody really soon. I told y'all my goal is to be a full entrepreneur by the time I'm 30. And I'm working daily. Like, now this grind, this YouTube grind, now that I'm monetized, who can stop me? Who won't stop me? Because I know y'all gonna watch the videos. Y'all gonna make sure y'all liking and y'all subscribing and y'all commenting. You know what I'm saying? It's like a family here. Like, hello. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. So, like, for real, y'all, don't let nobody tell y'all that y'all can and can't do this and can't do that. Because you can. Because you can.